My name is Sheldon Zeiger, and I'm an estate planning attorney. And what I wanted to do here is do some content about estate planning because I just think it's important. A group of very experienced estate planning attorneys and professionals asked me a while ago to talk about a subject that was topical. The basic fear was that among these professionals, they wanted to, understand AI and how it'll affect them, and understand the new estate planning apps and whether it's going to affect them. And I said, we sit at the center of world history. Let me explain. Pick up the movie Gladiator. What was Gladiator about? Marcus Aurelius wanted to give Maximus trust over Rome so that he could give Rome back to the people, to the Senate. And the fly in the ointment was Commodus. Now, what we really have here is an estate planning problem. And just the famous scene where he goes, "Your flaws as a son are my failures as a father." You almost feel sorry for Commodus for 5 seconds before he smothers his father to death. Once again, an estate problem. And all Marcus Aurelius needed to do. You have specific knowledge. The litigators out there, the estate planning litigators, you're like that. You're something unique, but I can't see how AI is going to replace you in court, etc. And then the CPA JDs, the ones who are figuring out the succession plans and all this, they have a more really knowledge of the business aspect of the estate planning and succession. I don't see how, right now at least, the different estate planning apps are going to replace you. Or what about the nerd of all nerds, the LLMs, the masters in taxation? Not only are you an attorney, you're masters in taxation. You're the guys I go to when I get like an option and I don't know what kind of trust to set up for that particular type of option. Talk about myself. I mean, my focus is on investment policy statements. So I'm helping people invest trust assets for intergenerational trust from the spouse or whatever through grandchildren. I don't think that this is the market that AI or these different businesses are going for. So no one in this room, I do not believe, is going to be affected by this, what I view, trust and will, LegalZoom, rocket lawyers. Their documents are just as good as any of ours could be. I mean, they're state specific and they do a good job. The issue is estate planning and documents. So, I mean, when we get an estate, we look at the assets and liabilities, and then we have a long conversation with our client, and the documents are a result. I would want someone to look over to make sure that they'll be hands-on, because these documents are going to be executed. So they're actually going to be used. So I just want to make sure that everything is correct. The second way to look at this is this. People in this room are looking at estates of $1 million or more, the top 20% of households. But what these apps are doing, their market is about the 80% that wouldn't come to us, either can't afford it or wouldn't come to us. So they are making estate planning generally available is something that we've wanted to do for a long time, and they did it. And I think that it is incumbent on us to help make sure that it's the best product that they can do to present and go from there. Another thing that may be a great advantage to us is they can do all the education work. And we basically, even as much as we can't afford to do the public education that's required to teach people why it's so important to have a will or a trust and not die intestate. It is a absolute nightmare for your family and expensive. And not only that, the money's not going to the people you want it to go to when you have every right and have every ability to pass your legacy as you see fit. And these estate planning apps are very reasonably priced, and the durable power of attorney for healthcare, durable power of attorney for property, those are just as important, if not more important, than the death documents. Those are when you just are incapacitated. You presented to me the issue of what about education of our young lawyers? How are we going to do that? We're going to use those young lawyers to do or to double check or to be supervisors for the estate planning. They're basically handing 80% of the market. That's 90 million households. That's 2 documents per household. Do the math. There's a tremendous amount of work to be done. But even more important than that is no parent wants to talk to their child about death and dying and incapacity and these type of things. And it makes any child cringe at the thought of talking to their parents about any of these subjects. So maybe, perhaps, with a more normalization of estate planning over much time and hopefully some kind of an ad campaign or something that would make normalize death and dying. It's the most normal thing possible. And that would be good for their business and be good for our business to normalize this discussion. I hope that was at least gave you a taste of my approach to this. So please, everyone, be happy. Bye-bye.